Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Seconded.
Thank you for the reminder. Thank you. We have Mr. King and Ms. Foster. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not seeing any, the motion carries. Our next item under general functions is staff, student, and community recognitions. Mr. Cruz.
Thank you, President Pratt, members of the board. Tonight, we are honored to have with us this evening Mr. Jeremy Vega and his Cienega High School honor choir. Mr. Vega.
Hello, everybody. This is the Classy Cats Jazz and Show Choir. We're going to sing a little Christmas jazz for you guys. So we're going to arc over here so that they can see and you can see here. Perfect. Well, we can fit. Good then.
You can come on now.
Yeah,
You're okay.
yeah.
You can get in front of us.
You sure?
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
We can arc this with the moment.
Yep.
You'll hear us, don't worry.
Yeah. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Trees are nearly there. The leaves are falling, winter's calling us to stop and stare. The snow comes rain, on and fill the tree. Another year is drawing near, and winter coming. And each day we grow and miss the holidays too long. And shape of things and who we want to be. We're singing songs we already sing for the joy that it can bring. Wishing boundless love and lasting peace. June in the end, there's magic everywhere. Stars are shining, all the light in the space we share. On this winter's night, our hearts are full of light. Morning graces, friendly faces, everything just right. For each new day we grow amidst the lasting heart of home. She was meant to be. We're singing songs we always sing for the joy that it can bring. Wishing boundless love and lasting peace. Silence is the sound of snow on the ground. Take a step, hear your breath, let yourself be found. For each new day we grow, amidst the highs and lows that shape us into who we wanna be. Songs we always sing, joy that it can bring. She comes from the lasting
We'll take 3 or 4 even.
Well, this one's a long one. So, we're going to sing Oh Holy Night.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear. Shall be great, for the savings are gone. His name, all the nations shall see. Sweet hymns of joy, be grateful for His grace. Us praise His holy name.
Absolutely incredible. And I think it's unfair that I have to. We have these certificates just to say thank you. I know it's a lot for you guys to come out. So thank you for you guys either driving or your parents bringing you and gracing us with this incredible talent. So you're saying you brought us a pizza, is that?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Want to get a picture?
Yeah, let's get a quick picture.
If you guys want to just come down to the front, we'll grab a quick picture with you, if that's okay.
Kind of squeeze in a little bit. So we'll kind of. Have you guys like, yeah.
You guys have done this.
Can't see
I love having all the Christmas sweaters and shirts.
Yeah, I breastfeed.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, Jackson, yeah, sure, yeah. So Mr. Vega, we're on for January too, right? You guys are coming in January? Okay.
It's hard not to recommend that we just adjourn the meeting. However, we've got other things to consider and other recognitions. Ms. Stowe, you have the wonderful opportunity of following that up. It's your turn. Followed by Mrs. Mentone.
Let me know if you want me to give you your first note or if you've got it.
Good evening, President Pratt, Mr. Cruz, members of the board. As the holiday season is quickly approaching, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the incredible generosity within our district and the larger community. This year, the need was just a lot higher than in any past years, but the generosity of our community met that need and beyond. So we're just so grateful for that. Jill Wells and the student service coordinators have done an incredible job with leading the district-wide angel tree efforts. And more than 550 angels were adopted just through the central district efforts, as well as hundreds more. We don't even have a final count yet across the schools. So we would get more angel needs, and then Jill would worry, and then a day later, she would come back and say, we just got a $500 donation, or someone just donated $1,000 worth of toys, or the fire department's coming with their truck to drop off toys that they received, or one of my neighbors made 10 hand quilted blankets for our angels. And it's just truly miraculous, the generosity and the outpouring to our families this year. Additional holiday initiatives have made a meaningful difference too. There were probably 100 bikes donated from churches and the American Legion. Tons of holiday meals. We partner with Greater Rail Community Resources closely and had food drives, and those donations were then distributed to our families for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Clothing. On Saturday, the Heat Optimist Club will do a shopping spree at Kohl's for 10 of our families. And then I think Rincon Valley Fire Department will deliver 3 families presents personally to their house with the fire truck before the holiday season. So it's just been amazing to watch and witness. A few other recognitions, switching gears to Bell Pride Day, which is quickly approaching once we get back from break. We had 6,300 Bell Pride Day nominations this year, even more than last year. And Emily Sapala and Elaine Murphy have just done an incredible job at managing those, and interviews will start right after we get back from break. I also just want to acknowledge our volunteer coordinators, supported by Peggy Benson-Runyon. We currently have 2,077 volunteers volunteering in our district. We almost have as many volunteers as we do staff members. And so that's a 40% increase from last year. So I just think it's a huge testament to the community support of our schools and the intentional efforts of our volunteer coordinators. I also want to highlight some incredible individuals who embody the spirit of service and excellence and bring such a high level of support to our department. Julia Pierce, who's the grants manager with Business Support Services, she really ensures that all of the grants and budgets that support us are meticulously managed with both precision, and she just has the passion for the efforts that we support across the community. I'd also like to recognize Sarah Jarvis. She's the procurement analyst for Business Support Services for our organization, as well as the entire purchasing department. We have some very complicated purchasing needs in our department, and they're always willing to be creative and go above and beyond to support that, to meet those needs. Hannah James, office manager from community programs, she's just built meaningful relationships with my team and has helped to support our new administrative assistant, Marie Nguyen, hugely with learning her new role. And then lastly, Sherry Betts, she's the counselor at Desert Sky Middle School, and she's really brought fresh ideas and energy to the role. She's launched a new career exploration opportunities for middle schoolers that have just made a big difference. So every staff, volunteer, and community member that I mentioned just demonstrates what makes our districts truly special. It's that service and that connection and that generosity. So just want to share that doesn't go unnoticed, especially in the spirit of the holiday season here in Vail. So thank you.
So, Mrs. Mento.
President Pratt, Mr. Caruth, members of the board. I asked if I could do recognitions tonight, especially because there is someone that during the month of December goes so far out of his way to make sure that our families and our kids are happy and cheerful. And some people know it, but lots and lots of people don't, because he always does it with a costume on. And I am talking about Mr. Kris Kringle King. So on Wednesday night, last Wednesday, we hosted an event at the Children's Museum for Vail preschool kids. Okay, and we prepared, and we had 300 servings of everything. And we're sure that we were going to be bringing leftovers to the ROTC kids in the morning. And Kris was there to be Santa. And he got prepared. And by the time it opened, although it was raining, there was a line all the way down the sidewalk for 2 incredibly packed hours. And I want you to think of the line in the Christmas Story where everybody's pushing and the line goes from here to I don't know where. That's basically what it was. There were 1,790 people that showed up that night. Needless to say, everything ran out except for Santa's lap. And so that made it even a little bit more challenging. But not only did he do that, and he made so many kids happy, but he showed up again the next night at Arby's, which had a decent crowd, but he said compared to the last night, he was ready to fall asleep. So I just want to say thank you so much to our Christmas hero, Kris King. And we tried to buy you a trophy that had Best Santa. That does not exist. So this is a one-of-a-kind Santa figurine super glued to a trophy base. Okay, it's still wet, so don't move it too much. I would like to, on behalf of the Communications Department, the Vail School District Foundation, and all of us in Vail, we would just like to present you with this awesome award.
Yes, I think this calls for a picture.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll get one by day. Yes, we will definitely get one.
Thank you, Mrs. Bentone. We have a few other district-wide recognitions I want to call attention to. First, a couple are individuals. One is Leandri Giordano, who you know is our assistant director of business. And she recently received, has been participating in and received the certificate or certified administrator of school finance operations, SFO certification from the Arizona School Board Associations, which really signifies her continued development and commitment to learning and growing in the field of school business and school finance. As you know from doing the budget every year, it is incredibly complex. And just want to recognize her for taking on that task and completing that. So good stuff to her. Then right before our Thanksgiving break, we were notified that Jeff Parks, principal of Andrada High School, will be named or has been named the Arizona School Administrator's Secondary Principal of the Year. And that is just a super great thing. The timing of it all is a little funky. They've announced the award. Jeff is the Arizona representative and will go to Washington as a part of the National Association of Secondary School Principals, where he'll be honored and recognized and be up for one of 50 principals for that in April, but he won't be recognized statewide at a conference until the ASA conference in June. So we're simply making that announcement now because it's official. There's not any restrictions on it that we know, and he deserves the honor. So wanted to recognize both the Audrey and Jeff. And then if you've been paying attention to any news over the last, since Friday evening, the Micah Mountain High School football team won the 4A state championship game, 42-17, beating the #1 seed Arcadia from Phoenix in a great game for back-to-back state championships. It's the first time since 1976, 1977 that a team from Tucson has won back-to-back championships. So congratulations to all of the coaches and staff and students who participated in that program. It's great. That's all we have for staff, student, community recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Greer. Our next item under general functions is call to the public. This is for items not on tonight's agenda. And I do have one request from Marissa Owenby. And let's see, at this time, the board may consider and discuss comments and concerns from the public. Those wishing to address the governing board on items not on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Speakers are requested to hold their comments to 3 minutes. In accordance with Arizona open meeting law, board members may not respond, comment, or ask questions of speakers regarding the issue not on tonight's agenda. And there's a timer there for your convenience. And we just respectfully ask that you keep within that time frame.
Sure. Yes, thank you.
Can you-
I'm still finishing up what?
Oh, okay, no, you're good.
Okay, sorry about that. Hello, my name is Marissa Owenby. I'm a proud parent to 2 children who both attend schools in the Vail School District. I come to you with great concern about the lack of downtime that our children are given during their school day. This year, schools in Vail currently only have 1 break, which is during their lunch period, and it consists of only 35 minutes. Many kids, to include my own, are forgoing eating during these 35 minutes or are only eating very little so that they can instead hang out with their friends during this time, and I don't blame them. Our children, it wasn't like this when we were growing up. We had a lunch period, which was about 30 minutes, and we had a nutrition period of about 15 to 20 minutes. Our children are in school for nearly as long, if not as long, as most adults are at school. If you consider travel time to and from school, many of our kids are in school for as long as most of the population are at work, which is 8 hours. The workforce is given a 30-minute lunch break and 2 15-minute breaks throughout their 8-hour workday. This is more than our children are given during their school day. How is anyone okay with this? How are we all collectively okay with this and just letting this continue? Additionally, most people, when they leave work, they're done with it. They don't come home and do more of it. Our children come home and do more work. Many children are doing anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours of homework a day. Some are doing more. When you add in the hours that they're already spending at school, this most certainly exceeds the 8-hour workday. All the more reason why our kids are deserving of more than just 1 break of 35 minutes. Why aren't we giving this to them? What is this teaching them? If we give our kids more rest and downtime during the school day, I'm certain that we'll see less absences due to stress and exhaustion. We'll see less stressed kids in our classrooms, as well as going up to the front office for not feeling well. By midday, and most certainly by late day, our kids are tired and hungry because they don't have enough time to eat, relax, and socialize, because 1 break of 35 minutes is not enough. With enough time given for breaks, we very likely will see an improvement in not only our test scores, but also behavior. They're likely to be more focused and able to better retain the information that they are being taught. The community has expressed these same concerns in a number of community postings, which can be found online, I'm sure some of you have seen them. I've even seen some responses from y'all there. I've voiced my concerns to a number of school staff members, and they agree that the demands are too high and want better for our kids, but that unfortunately these are the rules demanded by the district. When I told some that I would address my concerns with the school board, they said great and thank you, as well as maybe they'll listen to you because they're not listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you. I see your contact information on here, so we'll follow up. Okay, thank you. Our next item is acknowledgement of public requests to speak. These are items on tonight's agenda. I don't have any requests to speak. Are there any persons present that would wish to speak to the board? No, seeing then we'll move on to correspondence and reports. Our first item is superintendent's report. Mr. Group.
Thank you, Mr. Pat, members of the board. Just a quick announcement and reminder that tonight's meeting is the one and only meeting, board meeting in December, and we won't hold our next governing board meeting until next year, January 13th, the second Tuesday. So just want to put that out for anybody who's listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Group. Our next item are our board reports. Are there any board members wishing to give a report this time? Mr. Buster.
This is going to be long-winded, and I'm hoping you gather what I'm trying to deliver, because I was really taken aback. I had the opportunity to attend last Friday the 2025 Arizona Cybersecurity Summit held in Phoenix, and had 53 vendors and 1,000 attendees. It was just a phenomenal opportunity for networking, collaborating, and learning across the spectrum. During one of the sessions, there was a presentation that was completed by Pima Community College students that are currently participating with the Regional Security Operations Center that just opened up there just recently. It's a partnership between the Pima Community College and the Arizona Department of Homeland Security. Again, during the conference, multiple students got the opportunity to present, and they said specifically, and these were multiple students that are former Vail Unified School District alumni. They were credited, or rather they credited their success, their progression in cybersecurity to the pathway that was conducted, or has been conducted, over at Andrade Polytechnic High School. It was just with so much profound pride that our kids had achieved that level of excellence to take care of the Regional Security Operations Center. They are running it themselves, and they attribute all of the work and, of course, the pathway that was developed here in this school district to their mounting success. And they were on the stage, and they just did phenomenally well. So again, I just wanted to share that. And Mr. Green was up there as well, and we're just glowing from ear to ear, and we're just going crazy over seeing our kids succeed so well. So I know Mr. Cruz on a regular basis says, "What is the secret sauce?" That's the secret sauce. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Buster. Are there any board members who wish to give a report? Ms. Anderson?
It's been a few weeks since we've been here. I just wanted to share some of the experiences I had in the last few weeks, and just being in the schools. I got to attend Micah Mountain's first musical that they put on. They did Disney's Little Mermaid Jr. So just shout out to Lesko Mendoza, and Michelle and Michelle. And a congratulations to their school. Starting something new is always hard, and it was really great to see the kids up there, and you could tell they were really enjoying it. I also soon after that was at it's SAFT. It's actually the Southern Arizona. Anyway, it's a thespian competition for the Southern region, and so I was there, and Empire High School, Micah Mountain, and Cienega students were all competing in individual, duos, and group competitions, along with tech competitions. And all three high schools had superiors, and these kids are now qualified to go to nationals next summer in Indiana. And just congratulations to Richard Grimmel, Liska Mendoza, and Jessica Armistead and their students. It was just really cool that one of the times I was in, and one was my daughter was in there, and so I was there, but like the room we were in, the kids were all competing, and there's usually about 6 to 8 like single or duet or groups, and they were all Empire and Cienega students. And it was just one of the coolest things. And during that time, because I sat in the back, and just to watch the kids kind of cheering each other on and from the different schools and seeing each other. And anyway, it was just kind of a fun moment for me. I don't know that they all knew that it was all Vail kids in that room. I also got to go to the Cienega dance showcase that Stephanie Johnson does over at Cienega Dance, and just phenomenal. So impressed with what she is doing for kids there. And then last week I got to go to Cienega's NHS induction. So shout out to Cassie Dixon, and I'm grateful for all the NEHS, NJHS, NHS advisors and the students and the programs that are here in our district. I also had the opportunity to do reality check lunches with John at Old Vale Middle School and Mesquite Elementary. And it's always such a joy to sit with these teachers and staff members and see the culture at each of the schools. Each one was just amazing. I think I told Mr. Kruth as we were leaving, I think each one, they're always different, but you feel, it always just feels so good walking out of there. And I just feel like I'm blessed by being there, and to learn and to see the different things that our staff members are doing for our kids, and how grateful I am for each of them. And then just to follow up last night with the show choir that just performed last night, they had their Cienega's 4 choirs had their concert last night. And in our family for years, we have been part of that program. And I have a senior this year, and I'm a little bit emotional watching her sing tonight. It was such a neat thing for me, but for years that has been something important in our family as we've watched our kids go through that program. And now my daughter's graduating, and just it was her last holiday concert. But beautiful music, grateful for Jeremy Vega and for all these kids that share their talents with us. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. I attended the Blue Ribbon celebration at Empire this last Friday. It was a really wonderful opportunity to honor the teachers and the staff there and to celebrate that achievement with them. Special shout out to the Vail Foundation for providing lunch that day and some gifts for the teachers as well as beyond textbooks. It's just great to look out in that room and see these teachers that are really impacting lives every single day. I also attended the religious leaders meeting at Pantano Christian Church. It's always just great. It actually was just a great meeting, and just so grateful for so many people who pour into kids in our community. And then I had a reality check lunch with Mr. Kruth at Corona Foothills Middle School. And every time I go, it's just such an amazing opportunity to just check on the culture of the schools. And I'm never disappointed. I never walk away feeling like, man, there's something going on there. These are just great culture at great schools. So very grateful for all that they do. And then last, I went and did a presentation at Desert Sky for Career Day and was feeling like pretty hot stuff. I had a slide deck and everything that was super exciting about real estate. I mean, these middle schoolers, I'm not sure why they were not so thrilled to learn about real estate. So I was feeling like hot stuff until this veterinarian walked in with what looked like a baby dinosaur. It was like this lizard. And Brandy Dweemish and I were like, we're cooked. There's nothing we can do at this point. Anyways, even with my boring presentation, these kids were so respectful, so kind. And just walking into classrooms, being able to present like that, you know exactly what these kids, what they're used to. These teachers are just top notch. And just knowing that these kids, that just their behavior is just, they just did such a great job. So as riveting as my presentation was, it just was really just wonderful to be there with the kids. And I was grateful to be asked to come. If there's no other, and also just wanted to give a shout out to Micah Mountain and Mr. J. Compost. What an incredible win for them. Very, very well earned, well deserved. So congratulations to them. If there's no other board reports, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed below are consent matters and will be considered by one motion at this time. There'll be no discussion of consent items. Any board member may remove an item from the consent agenda by request. All items not accepted and approved as part of the consent agenda will be considered individually. Do any board members wish to pull an item? No. Mr. Guth?
Thank you, President Pratt. Members of the board, it's recommended that the Vail School District Governing Board approve all items on the consent agenda as presented.
You'll accept a motion.
Motion to approve as presented.
Mr. Buster, and it looks like Ms. Tippett. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not seeing any, the motion carries. We'll move on to old business. Our first and only item is the ASBA policy advisories, 876 through 905, an action item. Mr. Gruth.
Thank you, President Pratt, members of the board. We've been walking through this process. The Arizona School Board Association's policy services in the process of streamlining language and updating language, not changing context so much as it relates to legal statutes and administrative code, but more to just modernize the language of many of the policies. This is a batch of them that are primarily around those that encompass finance, policy, book of policies that are D. So happy to answer any questions. It's required when things are, any language is changed, including additions and deletions. And in this case, there were many policies that were collapsed into one. So happy to answer any questions. Studied the last board meeting, and the next item we'll see is the next batch of those up for review. So with that, I'll go ahead and make the recommendation that the Vail School District Governing Board, as soon as I scroll, hold on here. There it is. That the Vail School District Governing Board approved the Arizona School Board Policy Advisories, advisories 876 through 905 as.
You'll accept a motion.
Make a motion to approve the policies as presented.
Seconded.
Mr. Bester, comments or questions? Mr. Bester.
I know we had the opportunity, one, I want to say I appreciate the district as a whole providing professional development for its board members. And with that, we had the opportunity in September to go and attend the ASBA law conference, and across the state, board members, superintendent got together, had the opportunity to discuss many of these policies and updates and making sure that we were consistent across the spectrum. So I just want to say that it's necessary, it's prudent, and that this entire board attends these conferences, has these poignant conversations across the spectrum, across the landscape that is Arizona, again, for the betterment of the school district and school districts across Arizona. So I just want to say that I definitely appreciate this board. I appreciate the ASBA, and that we continue to enhance ourselves, be lifelong learners, and then of course explore different options, specifically keep our district up front and going in the right direction.
Thank you, Mr. Bester. Any other comments or questions? I echo Mr. Bester. Thank you for the time that you've taken to always keep us up to date and going through all of these policy advisories. If there's no other comments or questions, then I will call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not seeing any, the motion carries. We'll move on to new business. This feels like deja vu. ASBA policy advisories, 917 to 958. This is a study item, Mr. Grant.
Thank you. Very similar to the item that you just took action on. This happens, it is revolving, same process. These are policies in policy book E, primarily around facilities, safety, those kinds of records, those kinds of things. We didn't print out a full copy for you all because this is what that looks like. Same as you have it online if you want to peruse all of them. I'll just simply read a statement again that is provided. All of the policies that are contained have either been removed, added to for recodification, or merged with other policies containing similar topics or language revisions. So the substance hasn't changed. It's just a modernization of the language of the policy. So I applaud ASBA for actually taking on the task of going through and doing that work. We're being mindful, and you may notice a gap in some of the policies that we're bringing forward because this board and previous boards have had the opportunity to adopt our own policy. That's the key function of this board, and we want to make sure that we are, as we go through these revisions, we're not tossing out a policy that is ours with the key revisions. And so we're bringing to you the clean version of that, and this is primarily around policy bundle E. Just question.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions? I agree. We need to send a pizza to whoever's doing that at ASBA.
Patterson.
All right, well, we'll give her a pizza.
Weeding that up.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. All right, if there's no other comments or questions, this is a study item, so we'll move on to our item B, FY 25-301, pay for performance assessment plan reflection, and this is an action item. Mr. Ruth.
Thank you, President Pratt. Members of the board, Mr. Hurley.
President Pratt, members of the board, Mr. Kruth, Arizona Revised Statute 15977 is the classroom site fund, and it provides for additional money, quite a bit of additional money for school sites, and for additional teacher compensation. And it states the school board must adopt the performance-based compensation system in a public hearing. So that's what we're here to do. These items that need board approval have already been approved by the board. This is just compiling them all in one big place to make it easy for transparency and to show this is what we did and where we did it. It is $11 million. And so it is quite a bit of money, and we take it very seriously. It's a meaningful amount, and we want it to do the best it can to move the needles in the best ways it can. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it's there for you to see, many of which we have presented you before. You know, there are our test scores and how we're doing compared to the state, and there's our labels. They ask us questions specifically about the district goals, and we approved those a while ago for the next 2 years, and our individual site goals, and you've approved those, and it talks about chronic absenteeism and graduation rate, and it really spends a lot of time on the goal creation, and I think that's kind of the exciting part, and that's the part where literally had a conversation with the principal about that today, that using those funds to help move the needle on things that we think will move the needle most. It's so nice to have the ability to say, hey, there's additional funding if we do this and if we do that. And so it's really been good. It's a great process. They also do the parent survey and the student survey that goes into there. Our data dig goes in there. Teachers at every school are involved, and site councils, and you guys approve them. So it really is a good process, but this is essentially us just showing the world in one easy place all the things we're doing to try to make things happen for kids.
Thank you, Mr. Hurley. With that, I'll go ahead and make the recommendation that the Vail School District Governing Board approve the FY 25-301 pay for performance assessment plan reflection as presented.
Thank you. I'll accept a motion.
I'll motion.
Ms. Anderson. Second. Ms. Tippett. Comments or questions? You have one? No. Okay. This is pretty incredible though to see it all in one document, like you said, just kind of talking about the wonderful things that are happening for students. So thank you. If there's no comments or questions, then I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not seeing any, motion carries. Thank you. Actually, you're probably here for the next one. Our next one is educational enrichment plan. I think we have one, and this is an action item. Mr. Groot.
I think it's a record.
Yeah.
Mr. Hurley.
President Pratt, members of the board, speaking of doing great things for kids, this one doesn't cost $11 million, but EEPs are great things that we do for kids. And so it is very rare, but sometimes in the middle of year, things change. And this was a really good job by Mesquite to say that we don't want kids to miss out on the Gila News Network Broadcasting Club. So there's no way to go around the system. You still do the system. You submit the EEP, it gets rated, it gets scored, it gets brought to you. We do the whole thing. And so we're just excited to have the chance to make sure the kids get to be a part of the Gila News Network, Gila Monster News Network. Bring this to you.
And with that, I'll go ahead and make a recommendation to the Vail School District Governing Board approve the educational enrichment plan as presented.
Thank you. Motion.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Mr. Buster, Mr. King, comments or questions? Or Ms. Tippett?
I love that even just one plan.
That's
Mm.
This is good news for kids.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. And kudos honestly to the principal, for raising their hand and saying, hey, can we do this? I think that we have processes in place for a reason, and that there's always room for exceptions or rooms to say, this is the right thing to do. So thank you. Mr. King?
Yeah, this brings the starfish analogy really back home. So it may not matter to anybody else, but it matters to that one starfish. So thank you for bringing this up.
Yeah, to that teacher in the whole school. So thank you. Any other comments? If not, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not seeing any, the motion carries. Thank you. Our next item is an executive session. Do any board members wish to make a recommendation for it? Do you want to read it or do you want me to? For our last agenda item. Can I do it? I can make my own, or I could make a, yeah. Do you want me to do it? Okay. So I make a recommendation that the Vail School District Governing Board enter into executive session in accordance with ARS 38-431-03. A1, the board may enter into executive session for the discussion or consideration of employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, demotion, and dismissal, salaries, disciplining or resignation of a public officer, appointee, or employee of a public body, except that with the exception of salary discussion, the officer, appointee, or employee may demand that the discussion or consideration occur in a public meeting. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to enter into executive session this time.
Second.
Thank you. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not seeing any, the motion carries. We'll take a 5-minute break or so and then
Recess.
we'll get there. Thank you. I didn't even have to use my thing.